Bro, pretty crazy. Michael Bisping getting called out by Jake Paul. Just seen that. They're looking at targeting a fight for March, actually, which is crazy. That was actually kind of from left field. I wasn't even expecting Michael Bisping, of all people, to get called out. I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw that.
they actually got a couple offers on the table because Jake Paul's management actually contacted Bisping and Ben Askren. Which, to be honest, Ben Askren, I don't want to see him box because Damian Maya was lighting him up, striking. So, like, I feel
Yeah,
like that's just you're cherry picking now, Like,
yeah, cherry picking, and it's like he's not even a striker. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's gonna be
Bisping,
it'll be so boring. Like,
yeah, Bisping is gonna be a lot more of a threat. But the only question is the athletic commission gonna accept him fighting with him missing an eye? Because remember, he has a glass eye, and he was always trying to avoid that while he was fighting in UFC,
hmm
letting the commission know that he was missing an eye. The question
that's
is, would they allow him to fight with that?
that's actually pretty interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure there's a way that they can get around it because there'll be a lot of money in that fight. I mean,
I think he's a huge
it's
threat still.
it wouldn't be as big as like if he fought Connor, but like
Hmm.
it'll be big just off the fact that it's UFC versus YouTube boxer guy. He has a crazy fan base. Michael Bisping,
He's a
he's
legend, a
yeah,
vet.
he's a legend in the sport. And Michael Bisping actually has pretty good boxing, so I think Michael
Hell
Bisping
yeah,
will piece him up. I think
I
Michael
agree.
Bisping will piece him up. And
I
Michael Bisping's
agree.
old, and I mean, old for an athlete. He's 41. I think he'll still beat
Give
the
a run for
brakes
his
off
money.
of Jake Paul, bro.
I totally agree with that. I gotta go with Bisping in this fight, but I feel like Jake Paul, if he could get Ben Askren, he's gonna want to like his management is gonna want to prefer Ben Askren to build up the fights, like build up his record,
Right, right. That's a good point. Yeah, Ben Askren.
and
Yeah,
then face Dylan Dennis after or something.
but you see, he's trying to fight with like grapplers.
Hmm.
If you want to box, like, all right, so fight with
A
MMA
striker.
strikers. Don't fight with
Like,
MMA grapplers because it's like.
you're
But yeah,
picking
you had a good point. I think if he fights Ben Askren, like Ben Askren will do a really good job of like, just like playing the not the heel, but just he'll do a good job of like hyping it up and talking like crazy,
a lot of
you know,
trash. Yeah, a lot
yeah,
of
just
trash talking between both of them.
getting people's eyes to wanna see somebody get knocked out because they're both annoying. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, but and again, like out of everybody, Ben Askren's striking, he's never really relied on his strikings ever in
Ben
MMA
Askren's
matches.
striking is terrible, terrible.
Yes. And you're gonna put him against a young stud because this kid is training hard, and you see what he did to Nate Robinson. He picked the smallest person in the NBA. Now you're kind of seeming a little bit like a bully when it comes to that. I understand that Ben Askren is a professional athlete, but he's not a striker. Like Bisbing, on the other hand, now that would have my interest 100% because Bisbing is a real threat.
Yeah, and Bisping can hold his own when it comes to striking. Like Ben Askren doesn't strike at all. Like
No.
show me any of his fights where he wanted to like stand up. Like he goes in for a shot every single time. Like that's what he does. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I really hope it's not Ben Askren. I hope it's Bisping. That'll be cool. Or Connor. That'll be cool. I think Connor will piece him up.
Yeah.
Dylan Dennis, I don't know. I haven't seen enough Dylan Dennis's striking, but I think Dylan Dennis should sit this one out because he might get embarrassed.
Yeah, but Dylan Dennis is also he got the young side helping him. He's young and he's been in MMA and he throws more striking than Ben Askren. I can say that. His striking ain't as good as Bisping, but I prefer watching Dylan Dennis over Ben Askren. Ben Askren because I feel like they're using the wrong people to promote the UFC or MMA in general. Like if you use Ben Askren to fight Jake Paul, then they're gonna be like, oh look what this guy did to a UFC fighter. Like do that to
Yeah,
Bisping. Like prove something for real. Like I don't think you could prove anything off of Ben Askren striking a wrestler.
yeah, that's true. I mean, Dylan Dennis, I don't know about him striking more than Ben Askren because he's only had two fights, and in both fights he took them down and just I think one was he did like a heel hook or some
Hmm.
craziness, and then the other one I think was like a rear naked choke. So it's like
Yeah, but his
I don't think
camp.
I've ever
I'm
seen him do
just
it.
talking about his camp, like
Yeah,
because he
yeah,
trains with
yeah,
McGregor, so he does practice striking. Ben Askren,
yeah,
on the other hand, wasn't really. He was just picking and choosing his certain coaches, and he wasn't really like
yeah.
he
You're
didn't really
right.
care too much for striking. Dylan Dennis, I think, got more of a head on his shoulders. Like he was like, oh, like he's been learning striking. On the other hand, I don't think Ben Askren been learning striking. He just relies more on wrestling.
Nah, yeah, you're right about that. That's true. Cause SBG, I think he trains in SBG still.
Yeah,
Like they got a bunch of strikers there, and I'm sure he's getting working with all of them. I mean,
yeah.
trains
He
with
got
Connor,
McGregor.
yeah.
Yeah.
But not if whatever happens, whether it's Askren, Connor, Dennis, Bisping, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But I kind of want Jake Paul to get like knocked out real quick just so he can like relax a little bit. It's like there's people out here that really do this
Yeah.
that'll like I don't know, like I know he'll never jump in the MMA ring. That, like,
Mhm.
like
Yeah, he
if he
tried
wants to
before. We seen that
if he
video
wants
and we
to
see what happened.
yeah, if he wants to pick and choose boxing matches with grapplers, whatever, but you know. But yeah, it'll be interesting regardless of how it plays out.
If you like these breakdowns, make sure you look at the other videos that I have and subscribe now to our MMA 420 YouTube channel, now on Instagram at _MMA 420 _.